Ephesians chapter 4. Like I planned. And plus it's some other stuff in there. So let's turn over to Ephesians chapter 4 and and we'll get into our discussion on the paying attention to and watching what we put out, watching what we allow in into our minds, into our hearts, our spirits, because eventually it'll get to the soul, right? And we don't want that, do we? Okay, so anybody, what's one reason why we should guard our heart? Jane, tell me why you guard your heart, or do you guard your heart? I feel like some people probably don't even.
Because it's the place where God resides.
Jane says the place where God. Okay, explain that, Jane.
God left us instructions that we should live by, we should conduct our lives by. If we use those instructions, we're connected to Him. So if we're connected to Him, He's going to be the one that actually operates in us. But we're not operating ourselves. He will be actually operating us.
Hmm.
God only resides on the good side.
Okay. Did anybody disagree with Jane? He said that's where God hang around. But what if my I don't know, what if my thing is making money? That's all I allow in is a tactic or you know a strategy to make money.
If
What
what you're doing to make money aligns with God, then God's okay with it as long as it aligns with Him. But when you get on the opposite side of Him, do these things. Not gonna say you won't get the money, but it's gonna come with a different result in the end.
okay? Jane says it's okay to go and chase money.
As long as it's aligned with God.
Jane says it's okay to chase money, but Jane said as long as it lines with God. I ain't gonna try to do James like that. What I'm trying to get at, James, is um first we gotta have that relationship. He gotta be there first. For us to say that's where he is. And I can't disagree with him because if we set out to live a godly life, I'm gonna say in line on the right side of God, that is what should be, you know, dominating, our most inner. So yes, if you allow for things that's not of him to come in, not maybe not right away, but probably sooner or later, it probably affect that relationship with God. Okay, so that's one reason. That's where God is. What's another reason?
I think because you can just find in so many places where the word tells us not to trust our heart, and that our heart are easily swayed by things, and that probably the best thing is to be very, very, very strict about the things that we allow in, because ultimately our soul is recording a record of the things that's in our heart. So we kind of want to watch what ends up being wrote down on that tablet that's going to be turned in at the end of the day.
Hmm. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? So you might mess with Reagan because she the one that last Sunday talked about the well being. It can that be physical or is it just spiritual well being? Reagan, you want to answer? No, you don't know.
What was the original question?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
You don't remember. So Reagan have said that she's not paying attention. I said I said that what why is it important to guard your heart, to protect your spirit, to protect your soul? Why is it important? James said it's because where that is where God resides. So can't disagree with that. So last week, last Sunday, you made allude to well-being. So is it just physical well-being, mental well-being? So, what is it? All of it? Why you say that?
I mean, they're like interconnected.
They are interconnected. So how can you protect your physical well-being? And I'm not just picking. I think sometimes we get so deep into our spiritual depth and we leave out the physical part of us, and that have a direct impact on spiritual. So can you explain?
You can set boundaries.
She said set boundaries. Okay, what's a boundary? It's like the line in a got the white line and the yellow line. What side is on, Jay? Yellow line on the right side, right? I'm the only one riding down the highway and pay attention to what color the lines are. I do. I am. No, the yellow line is on the right side. Or is it? Go.
It depends.
It okay. Don't start, Mike. It's
Well,
the
you
boundary.
like she use boundaries. Just take eating for example,
Okay.
because you can overeat and it'll mess with it'll mess with you physically and it also mess with you mentally.
Okay.
So you have to. And that's one of those things where if you know you can get on the wrong side of God with just eating because of overeating because you're supposed to protect the temple that He resides in. But if you're overeating, it's gonna make the temple feel a certain kind of way.
Hmm.
So it is gonna mess with, like I say, it's gonna mess with you physically and it's gonna mess with you mentally.
Reagan, do you agree? Why?
It's interconnected.
I don't get that. Tell me why.
What do you mean? He just explained
Do it again.
it.
Cause I James used the physical the eating too much over indulging, right? And it can mess with you mentally. It most definitely physically it can do something to the body. But why? Why you don't want to overeat? What that got to do with you making it to heaven? Oh, oh no, no, no. You gotta go get me some.
It's a sin.
Explain. You gotta explain it, cause I ain't gonna say nothing on this. I ain't saying. I promise you, I ain't gonna say
Okay,
nothing.
so your well-being can be anything. Going back to what she said, it could be spiritual, physical, be whatever. It depends on the conversation you're having and what you're talking about.
Okay.
So anything that you do in excess could mess with your physical, your spiritual, your connection with God, because in gluttony is sin.
Hmm. Okay. So, so me, I'm not gonna answer that because I can't. I ain't gonna answer that right now. If you won't give me some time, I will, but not today, because I feel like you gotta. It's some layers that have to be pulled back for you want to just say that. Because some of the things I feel like we call sin is really sin. So I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I'm not gonna agree without any more information. Is that all right?
What you not gonna
I
reach
mean,
them?
what else you want us, like, give me a little, what else you want us to say to finish the answer?
Okay. When it comes down to the physical, cause I feel like some people don't think about this. Okay, I can read my Bible, I can do things according to what God want me to do, right? But I overeat, I overdrink. How does that impact my spiritual life?
Because you're not, don't have a sober mind.
Okay, let's say I do have a sober mind. I can
You, you over,
okay if I just don't use the drink, just the food.
I mean, sober doesn't necessarily mean drinking.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
mean eating. So
Exactly.
if you laying on the couch, because you're like, oh, I ate too much. I mean, you could be reading or doing something good for God, or
Okay,
your
keep
mind's
going.
in the wrong place.
Keep going, keep going. He's coming out now. He got his hand up back there too. No, keep going, Adrian. That's all you got.
I want somebody to help me. She got some.
You got something. Adrian had his hand up as well, but Jamal first. She wants somebody to help. Help.
You were asking how does the physical things that we do impact our spiritual life?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think it's more so about the attentions behind the things that you do, is how it impacts our spiritual life. Um, it's not necessarily the things that we do; it's just the intentions behind what we do. Because if it was left up to us and then good or bad, none of us would make it into heaven. So I think it's more so the intentions and where the heart is.
Hmm. Okay. So I can eat as much as I want. I can drink as much as I
I'm
want.
not saying that.
I got you, Jamal. Okay.
Okay, so you were saying don't use the drinking one, right? Like use the overeating, right?
If you want to, use
Okay,
whatever.
so I was thinking if you're overeating and like she was saying, like you're sitting on the couch and stuff like that, wouldn't that translate to like laziness with your relationship with God?
Okay. And you saying this why? He done experienced. Okay, okay. Gotcha. So she said it could be a form of laziness. So it'll cause you not to go and do certain things. You know what? Man, I sit up here and I eat so much. I'm not going to Bible study. James, you eat that much for breakfast? I do sometimes. Oh,
It don't keep you from doing nothing.
uh,
It's gonna keep you from doing nothing.
it don't keep you from doing. But some people it will. So I agree with that. Yes, sir.
I think it goes back to what we were talking before about the body. The eye is not greater than the foot. The foot is not greater than the shoulder or the ear. All of it works together as a system. So what happens is if you got mind, body, soul, they're a system too. And so what
Hmm.
happens is if you have a problem in one area, it don't tend to stay contained to the one area. You look at it like cancer. If you had discovered that you had an issue and you had cancer somewhere, usually their first strategy is, hey man, if it's contained to this one area, we need to go ahead and cut it out. Well, if you look at this, that habit that you have that maybe is not the word for the expedient, it can tend to lead to a pattern. And that pattern can start to lead into other areas. Prime
Mhm.
example what you were saying about uh maybe food. Maybe it's not an issue with how much you ate, but rather the lack of self-control. So then you start to overindulge in other things.
Hmm. You said overspending. Uh-oh.
All right, that's a good one that all of us do. Well, maybe not all of us, maybe Stephanie. I overspend on things. You overspend, you don't have money to You don't have money to give to others, not necessarily put in the collection box, but you don't have money to put in the collection box. You don't have money to like if you want to buy things for service or whatever, or here's a plug, give to the backpack lessons. You don't have extra money because you've overdone stuff. And like he's saying, you might stop overdoing one thing, but then it carries over. Or if you get in the habit of overdoing things, you're not supposed to be gluttony, you're not supposed to be lazy. All the things that are in the Bible that have been we're supposed to learn not to do. The human part, well-being, if that's out of whack, that can go into the spiritual well-being. It can carry over because you're not taking care of the physical. How are you taking care of the spiritual? It's kind of your habits. Is that better?
Okay.
All right. Since you used that one falls back where if you're following God's instruction, if you do what He instructs you to do,
Right.
give that first fruit. That takes care of what she just said.
But if I overspend, I ain't got no fruit.
No.
My hand is already gone.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. If you give the first fruit, if you give them first, everything you just said is taken care of.
You forgot how when
Oh,
you might be at a spot now with,
I got it, but this
but like when I was
this what
younger,
I'm
I
saying.
didn't have no first fruit because I already spent it last month or last week.
You
So
can't,
when that money come in, it's already gone.
you can't spend first fruit.
Yeah, you can.
It's already gone.
Here's that. You either gonna give it or you're not. So if you don't give first fruit, what you're spending is not first fruit. Because you didn't give God
I
first.
spent first, last, I
I think the way you're using it, James, can be confusing. And the reason why is because I think what we are hang our hat on sometimes is, I for the most part I know what my pay gonna be come payday, right? Okay, which I don't know, but well I do know. At a certain time I know, but yeah, but is it that you wait till you get paid and decide, or is this something that you practice? I'm going to do so. So when you say you can't spend your first fruit, uh, I understand why you're saying it that way. But what is your first fruit when we consider giving outside of or not just our monies? So what is the first fruit? Now I know she was just talking about spending.
And now of being with that spiritual side and connection with God. I know we still would have money that's going to do other things. But right now I'm just talking about initially he tells us about the first fruit. Now everything else you do after that is that relationship that you got with God. It makes you want to do other things. You're not forced to do other things.
Hmm.
See, that's just like going back to with giving. You got a lot of people get stuck on this 10% thing, but they really don't understand the 10%. We can't give 10%. They couldn't give 10%. But they gave.
Much of those give.
The reason is yeah, cheerful heart. So it has no number value to it. But the thought is you're giving. That's why I said do it with a cheerful heart and not a grudgingly heart. So it has no number. So whatever your heart tells you to give, as long as you're giving it with a willing, cheerful heart, that's where God's going to accept.
So how can we say that we don't if we give our first fruit? So that's why I was saying uh as far as you saying that you can't spend the first. Isn't that what you said? We can't spend the first.
If you have made a conscious decision, like I say, I know my check, I know what my check's gonna be pretty much every week. And I said, okay, this is what I'm giving the Lord out of my check. Now I made the decision way back. So now when I see the day approaching and I go spend it stuff before the Lord get here, he did not interfere with that relationship with me and him because I made a decision way back. But now when it's time for me to honor that decision, I've done something else.
So you want truthful and so forth and so on. Okay, we got a hand in the back and we got a hand right. Adrian. Jamal first. Go ahead, Jamal.
Yeah, I want to address the first fruit issue first. Then I had another comment. But the first fruit is not always, well, it's not tied to material things. The first fruit is us giving up ourselves, offering ourselves to God. That is the first fruit. It's us being devoted to God by faith through obedience. Well, by faith through obedience in Jesus Christ. That is how we offer our first fruit. Then those things follow. Then my second comment is that when we focus too much on the problem, we can never that problem continues to hinder us spiritually. But when we fix our eyes on Jesus, that problem becomes less of a problem the more we fix our eyes on Jesus. So if spinning is your problem, if you keep your focus on Jesus and continue to live by, live by the word and continue to be a disciple, you won't be focused on spinning. So you'll start doing that less and less and less and less.
Hmm. So Jamal saying that you need to give up yourself first. That's the first, cause all this other stuff, time and money and all of that, will follow. But you got to be willing to lay down self first. Don't. She said spiritual first, then
Take care of spiritual, everything will fall in place.
I don't want to get into that one. I'm sorry, Adrian.
To give your first when you receive something is a godly aspect. It's not something that is within nature for you to give when you receive something. That's why first fruit is important because you're giving, you received, or you were blessed with something. And it's a routine or a habit. And it's not something that you can do accidentally. It's intentionally set out to do from day one.
Hmm. But
Oh, did we?
huh?
Oh, did we?
No. I'm learning the tiptoe around because I said that you know what I can't be teaching this and not trying to live by it. So uh, well, he got me thinking about something. If I wait until I receive, God give us something every single day. So can we say that, Adrian?
He said, don't wait till you receive.
I got.
Oh,
I mean, you don't always have to give when you receive.
He said you don't always have to give when you receive.
right.
Okay. So, but God give us every day, right? Or do we not believe that, see that? I mean, just the waking up. He done gave. You know, I'm not trying to validate, what he's saying, but I don't think we need to wrap our minds around, okay, I don't have a job, I ain't got nothing to give. I
No,
That's not true.
that's not.
I
No,
I
you
I
shouldn't. Because you
I,
gotta
I
remember,
got you. I know he's not saying that. I know what he's saying.
when it comes to God, the most important thing when it comes to God is is giving. Because that's what God does every day, all the time. He's more concerned about.
That's the most important thing when it comes to God.
You can't receive. You can't. Hear me. You can't receive anything if you don't ever give anything.
What
All right.
anybody? before we get there. What did y'all hear Adrian say?
You know,
Anybody?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody listening to what Adrian said.
everybody listen. What'd you say?
Say,
What did Adrian say?
say it again.
Jay, what'd you
He
say?
said
Adrian
you
Battle.
got to be intentional, like with it, not
Giving part being
necessarily.
intentional or the receiving the first and then giving.
What did y'all hear? What is he saying? What did y'all hear? Huh?
You wake up every day and you give intentionally,
Okay.
some kind of way.
Hmm.
That ain't what he said.
Is that what you said?
It's giving whenever, well, I did say give when we receive, but in technicality, it's still something you set out to do, even when you don't have anything.
Okay, so you're saying it's something that you set out to do when you don't have anything. Gotcha. But we can't wait till we. I'm not gonna give because I ain't make no money this week.
If you're always sitting around waiting for you to receive something to give something, then theoretically you're not gonna ever give intentionally anyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I got you. I'm gonna stop beating up on you. I got you. I got you. Did he Jamal change his mind? Yeah, God most important. God overall is for everyone to make it in.
Yeah.
I know what James talking about, but
He said giving is the most important thing to God. That's what I disagree with because the most important thing that he wants from us is to be obedient.
that's what he want for us. But what does God want? We ain't getting into that.
But God wants his will is for all men to be saved, and it's sec like it's and that we have to make that choice to choose that.
Gotcha. Okay. Who else got something? Because I'm gonna get off giving and stuff. Cause giving can be, I don't like talking about giving because it's I don't think I would want somebody to tell me my relationship with God. If my relationship is this right now, that's why I need for it to be. Because if Mike keep drilling in my head, I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to do more. It's gonna go back to what James started out saying that it didn't come from here, so it ain't no good. So that's one of the reasons I try not to get into the giving. You got something, Mike? No, I know you don't. Good. Ephesians chapter 4. Man, we got about 3-4 minutes. But we'll go over it. It's no problem. Ephesians 4. I want to say verse 23, y'all. Someone start reading that verse 23.
How far you want to go?
25. Start at 25.
Therefore, laying aside falsehood, speak truth, each one of you with his neighbor, for we are members of one another.
Keep going. Go through 29. Read through 29,
Be
please.
angry, yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity. He who steals must steal no longer, but rather he must labor, performing with his own hands what is good, so that he will have something to share with the one who has need.
That was through 29.
Let no unwholesome word
There we
proceed from
go.
your mouth, but only such a word as is good for edification, according to the need of the moment, so that it will give grace to those who will hear.
Okay, so why is Paul sharing this with us? Why is he telling us to pay attention to pretty much what comes out of our mouth? I thought somebody was gonna say because protecting our spirit, protecting the spirit hearts of others, right? Jamal got his hand up. Why is Paul saying? Why is Paul telling us this?
I would say because the things that we can speak either could bring life or it could bring death spiritual. So we have to watch what we say. When we are encouraging one another, we bring life into one another. But when we going around gossiping and talking about one another, you could be killing someone spiritually.
Hmm. So Paul tells us to be careful. Matter of fact, he telling us to remove those things, the wording and the bitterness, even anger and all this different stuff. Uh, he said to you can bring life, you can take away life, pretty much, right, Jamal?
Yes, spiritually.
Mhm. So I can be a and I have a lot of this, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Some of the I'm going to say would be discouraging or unpleasant talk. I have a lot of that around me on the job. You know, it helped me, but is that for everybody?
It's not for everybody.
You know, so I feel like it's good for us to, especially when you don't know, one to pay attention to those things that's being said, because I feel like it can easily lead somebody astray. Joe, why are you looking at me like that? Trying to key in on what I'm saying, Joe? Yeah, I got you. But read over Wednesday. Come Wednesday. Make sure we stay on topic. Mike, you gonna be here Wednesday? Mike Carter.
Oh, well.
Okay. So you make sure you read Ephesians chapter